There was a time in India when being in debt carried a bit of shame. You did not advertise it, you did not celebrate it, you kept it hush-hush. You only borrowed when you had to build a house or to educate your child or maybe a medical crisis. But today, being in debt feels normal. Debt is like a lifestyle choice. Need a new fridge? Borrow some money. Need a Botox appointment? Well, you can borrow some money for that too. Fancy vacations, the latest iPhone, weekly facials, everything is available on EMIs. That's equated monthly installments, EMIs. You get what you want now, and you can worry about the payment next month. And I'm not even talking about your generic loans like a car loan or a home loan. I'm not even talking about credit cards or loans that you may need to invest in your business. I'm talking about these so-called lifestyle loans that have normalized indulgence that you cannot afford. Today, everything comes with an EMI plan. You buy now and pay later. That's what they are called, BNPL. BNPL plans, buy now, pay later. And India's fintech boom has powered this trend. Everything is connected to your phone. You have your ID, you have your bank account, you tap a few buttons and you get the money. Earlier, getting loans was a lengthy process and not everyone got it. But now the process is much easier. Loans are at your fingertips, and this has not just democratized credit, it has also normalized debt. Look at the numbers. In the first quarter of 2025, household debt soared to 42% of the GDP. 42% of the GDP, it's the highest ever. Even during the pandemic, it was at 35%. Now it is at 42%. And more than 32% of that is unsecured debt, like credit cards, BNPL schemes, and short-term personal loans. This unsecured debt is growing fast, and the defaults are coming faster. As of 2025, 11% of small borrowers have already defaulted. So why are Indians borrowing so much? Of course, some of it is for necessary purchases. Sometimes emergencies plunge families into debt. Sometimes you borrow to make ends meet. There are everyday costs that you cannot survive without. But the problem arises when you confuse your wants with your needs. Take an iPhone, for example. It is still an aspirational symbol. According to some estimates, 70% of iPhones in India are sold on EMI. 70% of iPhones sold on EMI. Then there's beauty treatments. Again, this is a luxury. Yet people are borrowing money for it. Companies like Fib hand out 20 crore rupees every month in wellness loans. Needless to say, this leaves people in more debt. Earlier, we used to budget around needs. Now we budget around repayments. And this is what the loop looks like. You earn money, you borrow and buy something, you repay that debt, you run out of money, and you borrow again. Once upon a time, the average Indian household saved nearly 30% of its income. That number is now below 20%. In some cases, it is dangerously close to zero. So here's the bitter truth. You don't need to be rich to feel free. You just need to owe less money. And there are a few ways you can manage that. First, track your EMIs. Know how much you actually owe. Even if it is just 2,000 rupees on some BNPL platform, you should know. 2, cap your EMI burden. Experts suggest it should not be more than 40% of your income. 3, start a rainy day fund. Even 1,000 rupees per month gives you a cushion. 4, invest slow and steady. SIPs, PPF, the National Pension Scheme, just start somewhere. And the last one, try to say no to lifestyle loans. If it's not urgent, maybe it can wait. Because here's the thing about debt. It does not knock on your door loudly. It creeps in quietly until one day you're working not for your future, but to pay for your past. The good life is not about what you borrow, it's about what you build, brick by brick, choice by choice. And that starts with being honest about what you really need.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
Stands at $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor
Hindi,
$30 trillion ka-charge
Indonesian,
pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Sekali radikali.
Japanese,
4 兆ドル以上も
Portuguese,
por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select a language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.